Talk community. Tonight we have an AMA with Binosaurs. Here to talk about that is Billy Binosaur and Betty Binosaurs here as well, his wife. So it's a husband-wife team, which is great. So we could maybe just go into a bit of your backgrounds. That'd be great in crypto.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us this evening, and wherever anyone is across the globe. I do just want to say thank you to the first 1,000 prehistoric club members. So those NFTs there's only going to be 1,000 of those, and for that original support that got us to this point today, we really do appreciate that immensely. I'm Billy Binosaur. I'm the mayor of Binoville, along with my wife Betty Binosaur. She takes care of making sure it looks good. She's the art director, and a lot of the art that you're going to see coming out, especially in terms of stickers, animations, etc., that's going to be in her wheelhouse. And so, as he stated, we are a husband-wife team. So, in terms of longevity, we've put a lot into this, and with us being in the same household and being able to formulate and work on it essentially all waking hours, we have quite a lot of attention focused on this. My background, I've been in enterprise software for the past 10 years. I'm in my early 30s, so I've been in the crypto space since the spring of 2016, when I first started getting interested and making a few initial buys in some bigger name coins. As time went on, still working in enterprise software, but after this year, we decided to strictly focus on development and basically putting our hat in the ring of what's going on in the space of DeFi, in the space of BSC, and offering the same type of quality and the same type of quality control and the same type of community engagement that you see at Fortune 500 companies.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, if we could just go into the tokenomics of the buys and sells with Binosaur, how that works for the investors.
Sure. So to start with the token, it's a token contract that is very community focused in the sense that there are no insane taxes on the token transactions. We have a 4% tax both ways, and that tax is reflected back into the Binosaurs token actual contract, smart contract. And then from that smart contract, the tokens from those taxes will then be batch transferred out from the token functionality to the prehistoric club members. And so at 4%, it's a small, manageable tax. I didn't want to go into this and have huge taxes, because while reflection is a big part of what Binosaurs is about, the NFT lotteries are essentially the powerhouse behind the token. And to give you guys a perspective, just as we get into this, a lot of other projects will be, selling tokens to raise capital or selling tokens to continue on the project. With Binosaurs, we have a structure now that has a proven working NFT lottery that has created a lot of hype and also paid out a great amount of rewards. So where we will plan on making essentially the yield, revenue, whatever you would like to refer it as, the yield for the entire project of Binosaurs and for the team, and paying for implementation and also paying for marketing efforts, those funds are going to come from our lotteries. And so the reason the token is important is because what we will do is we will also use the funds yield generated by those lotteries to do a buyback and burn program. And so all of our tokens are locked by a DX lock currently. For the sake of fluidity, the tokens were vested to be released once a week over November. At this point in time, now that the project has solidified, those tokens will most likely be relocked. I will take out the percentage that is needed for the airdrop. It was a very, I could say, conservative airdrop. Each person who completed it got approximately $10. Well, it's probably a little more now in the BNB pump. So when I calculated it before, it's around $10. So we do have a little token coming out for that. But these tokens for us, each individual token at a total supply of 1 billion is valuable for us, because we are implementing in the future the ability to buy the Binosaurs tokens directly from the app. And so we'll have our own swap that is on our own app that we will use the liquidity from the lottery yields generated and then pair that with tokens that are locked and then create that new pool. And then that'll create just an even more seamless operation. We want this to be easy for people because we do know that it's attractive, and we do know that the payouts are attractive as well. And so to increase our reach and to be able to grow exponentially, the name of the game with the next app update is to have a very, very simple funnel where you connect to the app via MetaMask. If you don't have BSC already in your wallet, we're going to build a button as if you've seen on DX Sale or other types of sales where the network is easily added by the click of a button. And so, you know, if a new user who hasn't been on BSC before and they don't exactly know how everything works in terms of DEXs and swaps, we'll have a platform that will be able to build this for anybody from 6 years old to 66 years old. I try to build products with folks in mind that if they walked up to this today, you know, at what level of difficulty do they have to access what they're trying to get to? And so making it seamless. The token on this, we want this to be a token that is based in absolute highest quality standards. And just to get into the contract a little bit and kind of run you through the functionality of it, we have a 1% maximum sell. So we have anti-whale feature that's going to be no one wallet can sell more than 1% of the total supply in one transaction. I'm just scrolling down.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, one second. You know, these contract here, if you guys are looking at it, the relevant part for the Binosaurs token will start at line 867. We just have a very simple, there's a sniping buy and sell threshold. So the buy threshold is 2 blocks and the sell threshold is 2,400 blocks. That's 2 hours. And then with this being launched here in just a very short amount of time, we got about 45 minutes until I will finalize a pre-sale on DX Sale, and it'll be live for trading on PancakeSwap. And then just one last detail about the token itself and the pre-sale. We had a very enthusiastic pre-sale. We smashed our whitelisted initial whitelist. Soft cap was filled within a minute. The whitelist itself filled out with 180 participants on the whitelist. We ended up at 191 before I opened it up to the public, and then filled that within 2 blocks. So the enthusiasm is there. The marketing is picking up, and we can get more into that. If that.
Okay. Yeah. So the pre-sales over, the launch is going to be an hour after our NFT AMA, should I say?
Yeah, I've actually got it scheduled
right.
here for 45 minutes from now. So
it's
0100 London time, and
we're going to speed up so you can get involved into the launch. But so the NFTs will launch first. How many have been minted? And it's nice because BNB's gone up. Each one to mint was only 0.05 BNB. And then the rarities of the NFTs, how does that work?
Yeah, it's a great question. As this was our first initial deployment into the grand space of BSC, you know, when we first launched this contract, it was, essentially someone shouting into an empty room and seeing who would show up. And the initial enthusiasm was quite incredible. We sold the first 400, were minted in about 2 days. And we had a little bit of a lull period, so we picked up with some marketing. That being said, we can't draw from that contract that pays. I'll get into the functionality of the lottery contract quickly, but where the importance of having a marketing fund and BNB, as we will, comes into play is that this contract that takes care of the lottery functionality has a lock on it to where The lottery either has to be a success at the maximum NFTs minted, or there's a time lock for 10 days. If in the evidence that a lottery will fail, we will then take that BNB that was not paid out as a grand prize and then most likely do a buyback and burn type deal. So that way you're never feeling as if you're just, minting an NFT to, have a pretty picture and maybe a chance to win. Like somebody will always be having some sort of reflection. So to get back to the functionality of that, the lottery is very simple. You mint an NFT directly from app.binosaurs.io. Connect with your MetaMask. That's a big bright button that'll say mint to Bino. For all those in the prehistoric club who did get in the first minting, it was a really interesting success. We have essentially five different photos with 7 different layers. So, that exponentially will give you the amount of NFTs that are possible. Each one was unique. We actually did have a couple of triplets and twins that were all minted and within the same block. So that was quite cool. The NFT works this way where you mint the NFT, and then as more people mint, one person will win 10% of the minting fee on each transaction. And then as we hit 1,000 NFTs within that generation, somebody at the end, one random wallet, will win 10% of the total prize pool. So we also have the ability to level up your Binosaur, and we'll have more details on the level up functionality and an infographic as the week continues on. The level ups actually, they do add in more BNB to the contract. So the level ups contribute to just that much more that goes into the potential payout. So we had one lucky winner put in 0.05 to mint an NFT, and that's also how we did our whitelist. So that way we kind of had a gauge of who was interested. We did the whitelist on that. And then he won 5.56 BNB. So what we're doing is we're understanding that with these, if you buy an NFT, if you mint that NFT, you're essentially buying a 100x moonshot ticket. And so the next binos are going to be moon binos. They've got some updated functionality that we're going to release here probably tomorrow. I want to do a little more testing on it and just make sure that everything is just exactly perfect. And then we'll release the details on that. But it's something that's never been done before in the realm of DeFi from what I know. And this itself is something that's brand new as well. I know there's been, the NFTs that pay royalties and whatnot on OpenSea, and that's kind of where we came up with the original idea for this. But
with the Bino moons you mentioned there, sorry, I've just cutting. You can stake to earn Bino moons. So is that like an ecosystem where another token will come out in the future? How's that going to work?
Yeah, exactly. So as we go forward on our roadmap, which just came out, and let me just reflect back on that quickly, just to make sure I have the time correctly. What we're looking for is by week 4, so let's call it December 7th or 8th, we'll have a Bino swap implemented. And so on that Bino swap, the tokens that are currently locked now, we'll take a portion of those because we'll have access to unlock as many as we need to at that time. We'll unlock those tokens, and then we'll create a pool directly on Binoswap, which will be our DEX for folks to be able to, easily and quickly get access to the tokens. And then as Binoswap builds out, we will start implementing more in regards to more yield farming, staking, kind of your standard DeFi type stuff.
Yeah, so with the NFTs that you've minted, how many are left? Can investors still go on the website and get involved and buy some of the NFTs that have launched?
Well, we sold out, and that is sold out. So that was our prehistoric club, and we wanted to, basically we needed a big community following quickly, and you said, here's a way to get in with these guys, and this NFT is going to prove that you were here from the beginning. So these NFTs, we're shooting at the current time to have one lottery a week. as time goes on and we build more automation in that, more back-end code can handle the start and, well, it finishes itself. So really it's more just the starts of the contracts. Right now I'm still having to launch the contracts for each individual one, but with volume, we'll have more lotteries with more Binosaurs. So each Binosaur, and we have set this in stone, each Binosaur will only ever have 1,000, and we're going to remain at the price of 0.05 because it gives everybody an opportunity to get that moonshot ticket. I think 0.05 is a really great price point, and I'm thinking in that realm towards more of the traditional level of, keeping your customer base accessible to people and keeping it fun. And there's no limit to minting. If you want to sit there and mint 30, 40, which to those that did, thank you. And also to those that wish to in the future, we'll have that open. And it's quite fun. The app itself is still essentially in a beta. The functionality works flawlessly. We will be updating the general look of the app and modernizing that and getting that all more organized. Right now, the gallery of the Binosaurs is just one long gallery. So we're going to sort those out and clean that up a little bit in the coming days. The second app, go ahead.
Yeah. From the NFTs you minted, is someone going to win 10% of all the entire prize pool as well? And how's that going to be drawn to be fair?
It was actually transmitted. If you guys are in the Binosaurs chat, just type rewards and Rose will send you to the rewards page. So because the functionality is all taken care of by the contract with zero developer intervention, that transaction was paid out as soon as the last NFT was minted. The way that it's coded is essentially that every time one is minted, the code is checking to see, is this the last one? Once the code has confirmed that, yes, this is the last Binosaur, it then goes through a function that will say, pay 10% out to a random number. I have a random, and this is one thing I'd like to touch on in the concept of full transparency, is that those that have studied Solidity are familiar with the concept that making a true random number that could be used in a scientific method is not actually possible within Solidity, because the miners or validators in the case of BSC, while it's preposterous in a way, could possibly interfere with the randomness of that number. So as time goes on, it's a simple chain link interaction where we can actually keep grabbing random numbers. So for now, it is a random number in all intents and purposes, but that is a functionality that will be upgraded. And so as that random number is picked, it goes through the wallets that paid in, and it immediately pays it out. So there's no developer intervention, and there's no waiting.
So will there be a second series of the NFTs, and will you look to go cross-chain with Ethereum and Sol blockchain and Polygon, things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And so that brings it up a good point of, the continuation of projects within BSC is a point that I think everybody in this chat could have an opinion on. That being that, BSC, you can see some stuff that lasts 5 minutes, and then you can see stuff that lasts like SafeMoon. This is a long-term vision, and this is a long-term vision because we have a proven revenue generation model and the ability to build a fan base by reflecting that revenue back upon the people who do support our endeavors and our efforts. So what we're shooting for at the beginning, as the team right now is 4 people, we're shooting for at least 1 lottery a week. And then as our workload and as our ability to increase that volume with our new followers comes along, we will then keep announcing that. But the next generation NFTs will go live at some point. I don't want to assign a date specifically. I'd like to say midweek or between midweek and Friday to get that 100% done. I want to test the functionality of the next one, because what we're doing is implementing a new DeFi function that, just to give you an idea, it's something that's going to increase the multiplier and increase the ability to keep winning on the Binosaurs lottery platform. And so the prizes could possibly change, within the code as well. We can run, promotional lotteries. We're looking to do a Christmas lottery where, we do a super hype on the Binosaurs all dressed up for Christmas, and then possibly just a gigantic payout to just say, hey, what a year, what a great time. And that being said, I'll touch a little bit about who are the Binosaurs. That's the whole thing, is that these goofy little dinosaurs, while they seem to be little characters on the front, on the back end with the code, it's actually something that's a bit revolutionary. When we envisioned this, the Binosaurs were, kind of these goofy dinosaurs that, what do these guys do? We need to come up with a storyline. So the Binosaurs are crypto trading Binosaurs, Binosaurs. They live on the Binance Smart Chain. They're intergalactic. They're always going to the moon. These Binosaurs, I tell you, they cannot lose. Every coin, every token they put some BNB into, it just moons. And then on the other side, you have the cave people, which is my avatar, Billy Binosaur here, and the other mods. And the cave people, they just can't ever win. They get rug pulled on every single coin. So kind of a funny comic book / story to go along with the general idea of what this community is about. And our next lottery, we will pay out even more than we paid out before. And so it'll be pretty exciting. They're going to the moon.
Awesome, yeah. Your wife, Bessie Binosaur, has she been creating the NFTs because she does the graphic design?
Yeah, so the NFTs are created in Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, and it's actually quite cool how they're made. If you've seen other NFT generative art, each one is essentially a PNG layer. And so these Binosaurs are essentially just shapes in the Illustrator, and we map out where they go in terms of the layers. And then, for example, the next Binosaurs, they'll have various flair. One of them will have sunglasses. One of them has a bag of money. They'll all have different colored fins and tails and different backgrounds. So it definitely keeps it fun. And the style that we're going with is very, it's very open to everyone, because a lot of DeFi stuff can be a little bit intimidating for new folks. And with using this as a way to get interest for folks who have been curious about crypto, but have had any sort of roadblock in terms of getting into the actual space and getting on the chain, we want Binosaurs to be an educational platform for them. So having this art style, the cartoons keep it simple. We're going to be expanding with international efforts. We've already been in contact with quite a few different people, from Brazilian to Russian to other Asian languages as well, for communities that can be brought in, and we can have some translators go in and update our graphics, and then also kind of start communities that are across the globe. And yeah, this art style is very, I'm super bullish on the art style. It's fun. And that's why, with this one, we took them to space, because this whole launch with everything, it's been a lot like launching a rocket into space and making sure, we've had zero FUD, we've had zero negativity. And that to me is it's just incredible, because when we set out to do this, we observed a lot of the sales on DX sale, and we've, everyone's seen that, even, the Squid Game thing that happened last week. And we said, let's build something that people can feel good about, and people will, want to be a part of, and, something that has longevity, and something that can really, because BNB is not going anywhere. BSC is not going anywhere. When I said I was in 2017, and I was kind of a hype man, I rode the hype and really got to know a lot more about blockchain and the like, and especially with Ethereum being introduced to MetaMask. And then, I kind of took a break from it while DeFi was kind of getting on. And 2018, 2019, I was busy with a corporate position and didn't really have too much focus on it. And then within the last 6-8 months, we've really been able to put everything we have into this. So it's awesome. It's looking big.
So you can stake to earn Binomoon, so that's going to build into an ecosystem of a second token launch in the future. What's the sort of timeline for that, and how long would you stake?
Yeah, that's a great question. We also envision that to where, this Binoswap platform that will come, it's a big vision, starting with a simple functionality of being able to just create the pool because we will have the liquidity to create that initial pool on our side. We'll essentially, be able to have the amount of tokens that we can take to unlock, and then attempt to, match up the price. And you never know, maybe you'll be able to pick up a big amount, pick up a big group of binos on one side for a little bit of bonus. So,
Cool.
that's kind of the thing. We are doing this and dealing it all out in terms of, we're making a yield, and we need to know exactly where every single 0.1 BNB of that yield is going to go. And so to do that, we're working in percentages. We're working in, and all this is going to be transparent, because a part of this revolutionary style that I want to do with this is to say, I want people to think this guy is too transparent in turn, you know what I mean? And not literally, but in saying, hey, this is what we generated, to give you an idea. The organization as a whole, the project this week, following the successful pre-sale and it's finalized here in 30 minutes, will, as a yield, have generated 90.36 BNB as an organization, with 10.56 BNB paid out between the grand prize winner and the rest of the reflections. And so that 90.36 is going to be divided up into, we have a staff fund. We're gonna really need to expand, and we got on that this morning, and got Barry on here, and he's going to be observing for a few days and getting up to speed, and then he'll be in the voice chat at least during the waking hours in the Western Hemisphere, Canada time, and then we're going to look at getting we've put some feelers out for some overnight voice chat mods as well, just to we're definitely going to keep it open. But we also would like, we're thinking of Binoville as a place where you can stop by and say hello, and we're going to be there to say hello to you, a friendly place.
Awesome. And then in the future, you're looking at NFT Pokemon style gaming.
Yep. On the roadmap, we've got a thing here all the way, kind of, the roadmap. We assigned timelines to it, and these are essentially a priority list of what we will be implementing and testing and whatnot. So the play to earn game release, we're looking at some point in Q1 22. That's essentially due to the fact that we want it to be very good. We want it to be fun, and to be able to do that, we're going to need we're going to expand the graphics and art team as soon as possible. And so we are, open to finding somebody who wants to be kind of an in-house graphics person. Once we get a couple people that can nail these graphics out and really build out our library, we're then also at the same time right now looking for DeFi programmers. And so, speaking from a business perspective, if there's any sort of, programmer, Solidity developer, or anything that is looking to become part of a project that has some long-term vision, then definitely please join the group, reach out to us. We're open to talking to anybody. At this point right now, we need folks who want to be a part of this. And, we have, as I was saying, with that split of the weekly yield, we have X amount to work with, and we want to place the right people in the right positions and make sure that, as a 4-person team, we can grow to 14 without losing any step of the way in terms of being able to handle the influx of people. And so, the influx of people that have come in within the last week has been incredible. And I give Betty an absolute ton of respect for handling that. And then our other mod is asleep right now, but Bobo Binosaur was really just making sure everything was super chill. So Barry's going to be able to take Telegram and community management away from us, and it's going to free us up to allow me to spend more time on development and marketing, and then allow her to spend more time on art and promotion. She's running the Twitter and other social channels, so she can keep up with that. I've helped take traditional SaaS companies from 0 recurring revenue to 10 mil plus in just under 6 months, because they have a working product. And that's the whole thing. To kind of bring it around in regards to the tokenomics of it, the biggest thing I can say on the token is that we have everything locked via DX lock. It will all be very transparent. If we, obviously taking 3% out for the airdrop, here's how that rolls. And then say, okay, we're taking, 30% out and we're going to create a pool on Binoswap. We are going to make the revenue from this project and this organization from the lotteries, and the token is a measurement of how we are performing. And so I'm a performance-based person. I run a performance-based team, and that's what we're about. I've got, my goals for the project come down to, I want public interaction, and I want attention that's all good attention. And I also want people to just have a great time. I love the idea that this code can make, if you throw your 0.05 in and you grab 100x on a Binosaur, now you're working with something. You could throw that in a staking pool on Pancake. You could parlay that into another token, and it's just a concept where people are going to have a good time, and they're always going to be happy to come visit Binaville.
So yeah, on the KYC and doxing of the team, is any of that going on in the audit as well for Binosaur?
Yeah, absolutely. So the audit, we're going to go ahead and get both contracts audited. We, we had with this, we said let's go all in at the start, and by going all in means we got to make the DX sale, we got to put the token out, we got to have the working product. And so we didn't get the audit done or the KYC done before the pre-sales, strictly due to time constraints. The audit, we're going to get the token contract audited, and then we're also going to get the NFT contract audited, because the only thing that will change in those parameters is one functionality in regards to a wallet, and then one functionality in regards to a percentage amount paid out. Maybe we have a lottery that's at a 10, it pays out 30. We just change those parameters. So each time this lottery launches, it's not going to be a new contract. It's going to be the same one, same rules. And then in regards to the KYC, we are brand new to this, and so as time goes on, we've come up with a plan that we're going to formulate into a corporation, and then via that once the incorporation is done, and this is essentially a qualified legal entity that has been proven to have longevity, then we'll go from there.
Awesome. Yeah, and on the marketing side going forward, what have you got planned for Binosaur?
Yeah, perfect. So thank you, by the way, for being our first introduction to another group outside of our own. It's 57 participants. It's quite great. So I do appreciate everybody sticking around and listening as well. Marketing, we've got, anything and everything. 'Cause here's the deal. I'm taking suggestions. I found you because one of my group members said, hey, check this guy out. This is a good group. And, I don't have to, because we have part of that yield, we've got some ammo in the cannons to get the marketing out. My only thing that I want with marketing is to know that I'm paying for quality. And so I'm looking for people that are trusted and people that are going to bring quality folks that are good community engagement. And so if you have any recommendations, by all means, please, anyone, we are taking recommendations from the community directly. And that's kind of our marketing strategy. What do you want to see? And that's kind of what I love about this, is that we can turn it into something to say, what do you guys want to see? Do you want to see, we're looking at YouTubers. We're looking at YouTubers in other languages. And once we have something solidified, we have the liquidity to take care of that. And a big part of this is getting, a hyper primed, they call it in the corporate world blitz scale. We're going to grow fast, we're going to run hard, and we're going to stay up, and we're going to get it done. And that's kind of the thing, is that with the community that's backing us, it feels more like a team across the whole line. Because I know who's, I may not know their first name or their face, but I know who they are in my chat. And I know that, they've been supporting me from the beginning. And just because they've entered the beginning, if you guys join today, you're still just as, celebrated. It's just saying that within the first week, we had an enthusiastic response. And with 3,000 people in our Telegram, give or take, if we can 100x that, and we can get 300,000 people to start seeing Binosaurs and 3 million people to start seeing Binosaurs with a solid token that's based in transparency and a solid NFT contract that pays out, I believe the lotteries would be quite successful. And what's going to happen with that is going to give us a great yield to build a great play to earn game. And that's kind of the ethos.
That's great. Yeah, that you take the community into account for marketing or ideas and going forward, because that builds diamond hand holders. Yeah, you're involving them and they're part of the community, and yeah, it's great for the future of Binosaur. So yeah, I think I can open it up to the rest of the team, or
absolutely. Thank you.
Got a question for Billy Binosaur. No, like we do. Okay. That happens quite a lot anyway, because we've answered so many questions here already. I think
we've got one. If you scroll down, we've got new phone. Who did?
Oh yeah. There we go. New phone. Yeah. Hi, new phone. Yeah. You've got a question?
Yeah. So I know there's a trade button on the NFTs. When you open up the market, will that be one of the uses for the coin to buy and sell the dinos with that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so we've been really kind of coming down to the idea of being able to plan out and educate people on the app. As you can see on the app now, as he was stating, there is a trade button that is on the card. That functionality works behind the scenes in Solidity. We had actually a few trades. We had about 6 transfers. I gave out 4 or 5 or 6 binos because I obviously don't want to take part in my own lottery. And so it was kind of just a little promotion giveaway thing too. So the transfer function completely works. The way that'll be built out is essentially through a marketplace. So for those that hold those NFTs, those Prehistoric Club, which to fill everyone in who wasn't in the main chat, the Prehistoric Club is the first 1,000 members. And so by being part of that first 1,000 members, they earn exclusive rewards essentially for the rest of the time. And so each one of those baby Binosaurs is a Prehistoric Club pass. And so once the marketplace comes out, what we envision is the idea to where if you're sitting on a good amount of, maybe you minted 20 or 30 of these, and the Prehistoric Club is paying out, I'm going to announce more. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I want to have a dedicated infographic, but we have the numbers just to let you know. Each one of those Prehistoric Club binos is essentially, once that owner's wallet, if you trade it on an open market for a specific price, once, you're essentially selling your Prehistoric Club membership to somebody else through that one little deal. So if you can get a greater yield off of, unloading a baby bino for 2 B&B to somebody who wants those reflections versus taking the reflections over the year, that's the first marketplace that we really want to implement and make sure that, those folks who were in there with those Prehistoric Club that got a few, the value is tied.
Hey, Billy. I guess I was wondering if, some of the, where the value in the Bino coin is going to come in, right? I know the lotteries.
Well, we're using the yield. Yeah, we're using the yield to buy the tokens back and burn them.
Right, but what do the tokens do, right? Where will we be able to use them, or will we not be able to use them on the platform?
No. I mean, if you look on the roadmap, the Q1 22, so the play to earn game is going to be, and like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself because I'm a week into this. We have the roadmap, we have the plans. In terms of functionalities, I can say in definitive that the Binosaurs tokens will have a purpose in the play to earn game as that is developed down the line, because the tokens themselves are ERC 20s. There's a lot you can do with them.
Awesome.
And then,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the question.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, do we have any more questions from the team or community?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you said, for example, the people that bought the prehistoric Binosaurs. So let's say if a person has 10 baby Binosaurs, right, and they sell one. So if they sell one, they have 9 left. But are they still do they still get the exclusive rewards or no? Or since they sold one?
As long as you hold one, because it's based upon, we have the data from BSC, and we have that essentially. That's what Betty is kind of really good at, is she's pulling that data and then running it through to make sure that everything is divided up. So the way that the level ups work, just to touch on that with last time for the prehistoric club level ups, it was essentially tied to, if you have a level 1 dinosaur, and you have sorry, I got distracted there. If you have a level 1 Binosaur, that means that you have one level 1 Binosaur. But if you have 10 level 1 Binosaurs, you are a level 10 in the prehistoric club. Does that make sense? That's it. So as long as you have one of those, you will get some sort. You could sell. I mean, if you said, "Hey, I'm good on the prehistoric club. I'm going to unload all my binos," to someone else who wants to come in and be a part of it, then as long as you have one and you're part of that, as long as your wallet address holds one of those, when we pull that data, and right now what we're looking at is a weekly schedule. Once we get it automated, it'll be probably on a daily schedule, but for now, while we're taking care of it, it'll be weekly. And so as long as you have one, you're included. And then, if you have more, right, you're going to get more of what that's going on. And so, like I said, the actual dedicated number, when I was speaking earlier on that concept of, our percentages divided up in terms of what's going on, we do have a percentage of the total week's yield that will go to the prehistoric club. So that's how we figured this out. We've kind of done the numbers on it. We spent out a lot of time. We slept for about 2 hours a day to get. I call it you can trick your brain. If you go to sleep at like 4 before the sun comes up, your brain will think you slept all night. So we got the numbers on that. We'll get a graphic out that explains it.
Okay, I want to ask the last question. So will we be able to stake the Binosaurs, or something like that, or can you also elaborate on the farms?
Sure thing. So yes, and I remember the other night when you were in our tiny little Binoville voice chat, you'd first mentioned that. And when you're done, I went and I looked, and creating a staking contract on Solidity is as stated in that previous chat, a lot of it's done with OpenZeppelin, and there's a lot out there that you can kind of get from. And so we did look into that implementation. It's something that I wasn't aware of before I started this, and actually the project that you ended up showing me, what they've got going on is very cool. And so that's definitely an idea we're going to push from. Part of all that comes from, hiring more people that we can kind of direct these things out to. So we can, make sure that the core team is responsible for, showcasing the vision. And then we have very talented folks underneath us and around us that are helping with the implementation. The farming with BinoSwap, as that comes, we will need liquidity providers. And so with that being said, that's an implementation that generally will come with the DEX, and then we'll be able to have a whole new side of things to this and watch it as it grows.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I'm open up. Anyone's got any more questions? Oh, there's a hand up there. New phone again. Yeah. Hi, new phone. Yeah. You got another question?
Yeah, just a follow up, because you said something that sounds amazing. You're saying that the prehistoric club members will get a piece of every lottery distributed to them?
Okay. You done did it. You made me go and tell everybody my secrets. All right, here's how it's going to work. The prehistoric club members, and this is set in stone, so I can tell you I don't have a graphic for it. We figured out that the prehistoric club members are going to get 3% of the total yield that Binosaurs makes per week. Okay. And what's going to happen from that is that 3% in terms of B&B is going to be weighted based upon your level. And then once we have that, we will essentially have a full-on leaderboard that you can go and you can see what's your level and then what's your percentage of that 3%. Does that make sense? So if we have 180 people.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. That makes a lot of sense.
We have 180 people within the prehistoric club. Those 180, because we did the numbers on it based upon, what's, obviously, something that's not insulting, but also something that's not going to, take away that liquidity needed for other avenues. So 3% lifetime weekly rewards for the prehistoric club, all transparent, all transaction hashes on. And then basically, I guess I can go ahead and tell you, I got 56 people in here. So the way the next lottery functionality is going to work, and most likely from going forward here, as the evolution continues, is that we're now going to have 3 functions inside of the reflective NFT lottery. So it's going to stay the same parameters. Okay, we're going to have 1,000 NFTs minted per drawing. We're going to have a 0.05 price for that BNB. And then we're going to have the 10% that's paid. That's like $6 right now. So you have a chance to win $6. If you win 10 times, you win your Bino back. So if you get in early when the pool is still small, you have a greater chance of kind of getting those reflections. What's going to happen from there? Obviously, the 10% total grand prize payout. And then we are implementing the big Bino marathon giveaway wonderful extravaganza, where the previous lottery winner their address will be implemented into the contract going forward, and they will earn another small reflection off of each. So they win twice. Not only do they win the dang old grand prize, they're winning for the entire time of the next lottery. And that's what I'm saying. This is a project that's supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? This is what this is about. It's about fun. It's about, smiling like these Binosaurs and just having a damn good time and watching something grow and watching something really build into something that hasn't really been done before. You have the concept of, cartoons mixed with DeFi, mixed with the lottery, mixed with education. It's just something that there can be something for everyone. And there can also, be a lot of rewards for everyone. So we'll have a graphic out on the prehistoric club breakdown. I have a vision in my head of how I want it. And so once we get that and it looks super sweet, we'll put it out. And then we'll have a section on the website that it goes into detail more about that as well. And so what that does is, because we still have to build and implement the trading of the NFTs on the marketplace, that gives a few weeks for the actual inherent value of those to start, coming to the surface. And then, from there, we just keep inventing new stuff, and then we just keep pushing towards putting out a quality product and making sure the community's happy. That's what really matters to us. That's why we're doing this. It's, I'm from the world where you create a great product, you provide great customer service, and you always strive to do better, and magic happens. And so so far, this has been nothing short of magic. And I just appreciate the community support so much, and I do appreciate you having us here with you today.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of investors would like to get involved with Binosaur. And when you're looking at the next launch of the NFTs, the second series, what will that be coming?
Yeah, beta design is marked off. We've got I dropped a sneak peek in the group, and we had a pretty great reaction. It's the Moon Binos. It's a whole new series, totally new look, upgraded. They're still the same card, but they're on the moon and they're living life. And so we're shooting it sometime between Wednesday and Friday, based upon, like I said, with that functionality that I just explained. There's still some testing that I want to go to. Because so far we've had seamless. It's been seamless, no nonsense, no mishaps on this side of Bino HQ. So I like to test some more. I'm probably going to put out a thing in the Binosaurs main chat within the next coming days for folks who want to become part of a testnet group. And then within that testnet group, we'll figure out some rewards, whether it's, token airdrops or, just free Binosaur giveaways kind of thing. So, because I like to see it in live on the chain and make sure everything works on the chain, because it works on the testnet, works on the main net. And so we'll get a group. I don't run, if it works with 10, it works with 1,000. So I'm not going to sit there and mint 1,000 NFTs on the testnet. As long as the contract works and the math works, then we're A to go, And so look for that within the next week. We're going to, and part of this, the marketing is twofold. It's, we're marketing the NFT lotteries, but with the underlying token tied to the success of the project. And just to close out, just to finalize and say it as we have 5 minutes left, to drive home the point that we generate revenue, we generate a yield for Binosaurs through these lotteries. And we generate it essentially through a way that's accessible to many, many people. We're not relying on, someone to contribute 1 BNB. They can contribute 0.05. It's a tolerable price point for generally anybody on BSC. They can have fun, they can win big. And then we're going to have special lotteries. So we'll have.
I think we've got another question coming in. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Favor Kenneth. Yeah. Hi, Favor Kenneth. You've got a question for Billy?
Well,
new phone because there was some sort of a pop banging there in the background. Favor Kenneth, you had a question or not? No. Okay. If we can wrap it up and anything we've missed, Billy, you can finish it off.
Yeah,
absolutely. I can send a recording to you.
Chat's on slow mode right now. If you're new and you're joining the chat, it's on slow mode. That's due to the fact that, this is a lot like launching a rocket in a sense, where there's some moving parts that we got to make sure everything's cool and chill. So what we're going to do is we're going to take like a 10-minute cool down after this. I'm going to go and get some water and kind of just chill out for just a few minutes. And then I'm going to go in there. I'm going to finalize the sale. That'll create the pool on Pancake. And then Binosaurs will be open for trading. And so I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's been a part of this so far. It really does mean a lot to myself, Betty, and the rest of the team. I can see there's a lot of action in the group, so thanks for joining. Please do join us. If you're looking to have fun, if you're looking to stop by and say hello and hang out with the citizens of Binoville and talk about how the crypto world's treating you and how the general world's treating you, we'll always be there. So be sure you stop by and say hello, and make sure you mint a Bino.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll send a recording over to you. I always say at the end of the recordings, you're welcome back into the AMA that you've had here to share it in our text chat with our investors. And also anyone listening to the recording, they will give them the official Telegram so they can come over and ask any questions if they're listening to the recording in the future. That's shared across the BSC and with our community and pinned. So thank you very much for coming.
Just one quick thing though. Just one quick thing. Was there a spin the wheel giveaway? I thought I confirmed that.
Yeah.
So
And I think we've got a spin the wheel coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't I do it right now? Actually, okay.
Awesome.
I have everything set up.
all right, let's see how it rolls.
And then
This is all part of it. This is all part of the